What's up, everybody? It is Tuesday, March 12th, 2019. Today I want to talk about managing your expectations of life. A lot of us, when we're growing up, have these grand pictures in our mind of how we want our lives to be, what things we want, whether it's a big house, a nice car, we all have that picture in our mind of how we want our lives to be or how we think they should be. And I think it's important for you to really think about if that's practical and if you really need all those things. When I was growing up, I'm one of 4 kids in my family. I'm, the oldest of, 4 siblings. And, when I was growing up, we had a big house. Every single one of us eventually had our own bedroom. We had a playroom, we had, a kitchen, a dining room. It was a big house. And to be honest, we did need it because we were such a big family. When we lived in our previous house, it was slightly smaller. I had to share a room with my brother, and that caused a lot of issues because, we were both kids and we were both, kind of dicks to each other. So, but growing up in a house like that, that was big and maybe we necessarily didn't need it, because it was, it had more rooms than we had people. So, right now I live in a real small apartment. It's technically a 1-bedroom, but we turned our middle room into a bedroom for my brother. So I have 3 people living in my tiny apartment. And, it's a bit cramped, but that doesn't really bother me that much. But I kind of want to encourage you to manage your expectations of what you want in life and what you actually think you need. I really don't want a big house, but I also, don't really plan on having kids or having a lot of kids if my girlfriend forces me to have kids. But I really think that you need to think about what you actually need and what's going to be better for you. If you're wasting a ton of money on rent on a big house and it's only you and one other person living in that house, then I really don't think that's practical. The same thing goes for buying lots of stuff. Me personally, I'm not a very materialistic person. I don't need that many things. I'm not a person who goes out and buys $50 decorative pillows just because it looks nice. Like, that's not practical to me. I'm not going to be able to use that pillow to sleep, so it's a waste of money to me. But, not everyone is like me. But, you still need to manage your own expectations of what you want out of life. Me personally, instead of having things, I would rather have some extra money so that I can go spend that on having experiences. To me, that is worth more than any amount of stuff that I could ever buy. And, especially when you go from a place where you're making a lot of money and you're doing really well and you've got a lot of stuff, but, things change. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe you moved to a new state that's more expensive. Maybe it was both of those things. But I seriously think that, you will be much happier if you lower your expectations a little bit, especially if you're not doing well. Now, if you're doing well and you want to go out and spend a ton of money on a bunch of stuff that you think will make you happy, fine, go ahead and do that. But me personally, I don't think that will make you a happier person. I think experiences shape how our lives change and how we grow as people. And I think that's a lot more cost effective than just buying a bunch of stuff because that's what everyone else is doing. So, whether you're going through hard times or not, I definitely think it's important to keep in mind your expectations and what they actually mean to you. Why do you want that big house? Why do you want that nice car? Is it to make yourself happy? To make others happy? To, show off? Like, there's a million different reasons why people do things like this. And I just want to encourage you to have realistic expectations. It's never a bad thing to downsize. If you need to downsize, that's fine. Like, you shouldn't be beating yourself up about that, especially if you have moved to a place that's more expensive. than where you previously moved. Obviously, your dollar's not going to go as far, and you really just need to deal with that, and not get down on yourself about it, because all kinds of stuff happen in life, and you really just need to make sure that you're keeping your head on straight and realizing what you actually need, what's actually going to make you happy. And you need to realize when you might be overextending yourself. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for today. Just keep in mind, your expectations of life, whether it's practical for you and whether it's really going to make you happy. And I seriously think that buying all of these extra things, in the long run, they're not going to make you happy. It's the experiences that make the life you live. So I appreciate everybody watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. I'm going to do my best to do the same. All right, you guys have a great Tuesday.